Okay, part two. Sorry, little technical difficulties. And I say this part two because I've only got to do the first one, and I thought I was going to finish it in one video. A phone call came in through myself. A phone call. Sorry, I can't speak English today. A phone call came through, and I didn't realize that it actually just stops my video. Anyway, I'll do it from my tablet next time. So, I remember the last part I said. So this is my experience yesterday. I don't, having 2 appointments in one day. These past 2 months I've had an average of between 13 and 15 appointments per month. Taking care of myself, trying to do the best that I can. Everything is like follow-up, labs, or whatever. I was already feeling tired yesterday. I went to the specialist, and it seems like they were running late, kind of running behind. But, it's the first time there, so I didn't want to judge the first time. I'll see how things go the second time during my follow-up. I have like a procedure schedule. So I don't want to be like, they're always like that. It could have just been that day. Anyway, so during checkout, it's a nice little office. She's going through everything. And I told her, let me take out my medical calendar. I actually have a medical calendar. I keep track of all my medical appointments, and I set up reminders. So I just don't want to say yes to you and then mess up and call back again, or, I don't want to double book or whatever. So she's going through all these things. She's like, oh, so the doctor referred you to another procedure, to another doctor. Same office or something. Same floor or something. Then she goes, oh, then I got to see, let me look them up. And so she's giving me these paper back to back. And I'm looking at it, and they're, in front of me. And she's like, okay, are you available to see the doctor? Because she wants to do a follow-up with you and then do a more thorough procedure. I'm like, okay, what date is it? So she gives me that. She puts it on the desk. I move it down. She said, let me find that doctor's name that she wrote down so you could call. When you come in for this one, you have to register downstairs for the procedures, an outpatient procedure. Okay. Here are the instructions. They'll let you know everything. Here's the envelope. And all of a sudden, I started itching. Itching like I felt like ripping my skin apart. And at this time, she wasn't looking at me, and I'm like this. And I said, uh-oh. Because I was like freezing in the room. They had strong AC in there, and I had like one of those throw sweaters, that you could just throw, like I don't know, very thin sweater. You could just throw over, there's no buttons. And I had put it on because I was freezing. And all of a sudden, I'm sweating bullets. I'm itching. And when I started itching and just going like this and feeling very irritable, I said quickly, tell her. And I said, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Occasionally I get anxious and anxiety and everything, and I could tell I'm starting to feel like my skin is itching and I'm sweating bullets, and I was just freezing in this office. Like, the AC is very strong. She said, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, and I'm throwing all this at you. I said, no, but you're just doing your job. I just want to let you know it has nothing to do with you. Just bear with me. And I remember turning around. She said, well, I'm going to try to find this number of this other doctor she wants you to go see. I said, okay. And I turned around. I'm like itching. My boobs are itching. I mean, seriously, I started like dripping sweat. And I took off my sweater again. I folded it and put it in the bag. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. I said, I'm going to I just felt like, and then I saw a thing of pencils. And I wanted to grab all these pencils and break them. Just to see if it calms me, just break some pencils, I was like, this is not my office. This is not my property. I was like, and she said to me, and she was pretty good. She didn't say anything wrong. She's like, the only thing I appreciate is she said, I'm throwing all this at you. I said, turned around, and she said, okay, so here goes everything. She said, is there anything that, she said, do you have any questions to help you out? I said, okay. I told her, bear with me. Because of my anxiety, it's like sometimes while you're talking to me, it comes in like little pieces of, it doesn't come in all together. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't come in smooth. It's almost like a mental block I have. Like, I know what's going on. It's like, oh my God. So I told her, okay, just bear with me, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I said, I'm trying to not hyperventilate. Yes, I am extremely overwhelmed. I said, I have so many doctor's appointments. Like I told you, I don't have this is my medical calendar, and I showed it to her. I have to keep track of so many things. I said, I know that you guys give me text messages. I already signed up. I said, I need all the reminders as possible. I said, but I have to look at my medical calendar because I update it on a weekly basis, or every 2 weeks I make sure I update it so I know what's going on. I'm sorry, I'm looking this way. So sorry. And I had to tell her, okay, let me explain. She said, let me repeat what I think you're saying. On the first sheet here, this is the doctor I just saw, and I'm going to follow up with her so she could do a thorough examination of X, Y, and Z, whatever. The next one is the other specialist she sent me to that has more experience in the other thing that we spoke about, and that I have to register downstairs, and they'll guide me and tell me whatever that needs to do. Okay. And I have to schedule an appointment. And 3, these are my labs. And because it's late and it's after 6, I have to come. I could do my labs the same day I do the procedure, meaning blood and urine, now that the labs are closed. And over there it's kind of strange. I'm used to just doing, like if I have a urine to do, I'm sorry that I'm mentioning this. Usually put a sticker and somebody picks it up. Over there, they don't pick it up. I have to drop it off at the lab. Whatever. And I almost had like a smart remark, but once again, that's not her. She has nothing to do with the policy. And then I said, in the last one, I forgot what it was. So I had to actually go through this step by step so I could understand it. And I told her, I want to thank you very much for being patient and not saying anything. I've learned a long time ago to let the person know that's in front of me. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm having like anxiety attack coming on, and I'm trying to do my best because it has nothing to do with you. She goes, no, I totally understand. I'm so sorry. And I said, I have a lot going on medically, and I had an appointment this morning for injections on my knee, and I've been just running around. I barely have a day off, and when I do have a day off, I have to run my errands. So I'm feeling overwhelmed, tired. And speaking of tired, I gotta go. Today I have no doctor's appointment. Woohoo! However, I have a lot of running around to do. I gotta go see my friend at her job, which is important. Come back. We have a friend overseas coming from Thailand, and we have to set up his room. And total sweetheart. But in this house, you get your own keys so you can come and go, because we don't babysit. You know what I'm saying? You come in at 4 o'clock in the morning and we sleeping. I have a lot of running to do and a lot of stuff that I need to help my mother with. So it's like I have a day off from the doctor's appointment, but not a day off from the other side of life. So people, this might be long. Sorry for being part 2, but I just want to say that if you spend time with friends and people that you care about. Like I'm talking about friends, like your inner circle. Because there's an inner circle of your tight friends, right? And then there's some friends and then some associates. You know which one I'm talking about, the ones that are tight within your circle, right? Anyway, that didn't look right, but you know what I'm talking about. And you know, someone might be going through something, or whether anxiety attack, depression, whatever it is. And they share that with you. You know, let them know, hey, you know, is there, you feel more than welcome to share with me when you're having one of those moments. And, you know, we're in a group. There's anything I can do. You could take a walk, go to the bathroom and chat, or whatever. I mean, it's good to let these people know that, because it's not something they could switch off. Or whatever it is. If you care about them, you know, and you want to know more, a little bit more of, you know, you can read, because I've done it before. Read about stuff that my friends said they're going through, and I read about kind of to educate myself. But I also know what you read, sometimes it varies per patient. So, and it's nice. I had a friend once, like, you know, I was reading something about what you told me, you know, she's like, do you go through all the symptoms, or you? And it felt so good. I felt so loved. You know, I felt like, wow, this person wants to understand me. And I was like, yeah, I go through some of them. I'm glad I don't go through this, but I do go through this. And just explaining, you know, where I am in the spectrum made me feel so good. And I've had close friends that they know, and, you know, sometimes their sense of humor do kind of calm me down, right? You know, they might say, somebody want me to beat you up. Who triggered your anxiety? You know, things like that kind of makes me laugh and kind of, you know, makes me smile. And distraction is very important during anxiety, which I noticed that I try to find something else to do while I'm going through my anxiety. And whatever it is, it may not make sense to you. If I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm sweeping, mopping, doing dishes 4 o'clock in the morning in my underwear, let me do it. Because I might be feeling anxious and I need to release that energy somehow. You know? 'Cause 4 o'clock in the morning, I can't just walk out and take a walk in the neighborhood, you know. And they say freaks come out at night. They do. It's a whole different world out there, you know, after 3 o'clock in the morning. So I appreciate everyone. I appreciate those in my life that try their best to accommodate me and just be patient with me. I really do. And sometimes a lot of people don't know, just because of what I experienced yesterday at the clinic office, and I haven't fully come down from it. Sometimes it could take 24 hours. I kind of still feel like a little, especially late last night. It took me a while to, I try to watch some TV to distract me. I love TV. Like, I'm a couch potato. I love to kick back on my bed, have my TV a little high, and just look, and that didn't help quite. I was just reading a newspaper article and reading all these damn quotes and all. Did a couple of things to distract me. Had 1 glass of red wine to mellow me out. I still feel a little, you know, how can I describe it? A little irritable. But just to let you know that those sometimes who have like an anxiety episode, it might take them a while to calm down. They might look better the next day. Like, I look fine, but it's internally I'm still feeling a little bit of the high, a little bit of the you know. So sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes I might wake up and go, you know, not feeling too bad. My right knee feels better. It was very sore yesterday because they removed liquid and then they injected it with some cortisone. That didn't help because I was walking and feeling pain, which is normal because, 2 injections. And anyway, just hang in there, folks. And I appreciate that you took the time to hear me out. That's my 411. My 411. I can't speak today. Sometimes when you're still feeling a little jittery and everything and trying to come down from your high, it's like, ugh. Sometimes I can't speak clear. But this is my 411. This is my real talk. I'm not alone in this world with it. It all triggered from many years ago from having health issues. And once your health issue hits you and turns your life upside down, and you have to live a different way. Not to start feeling anxiety after that. That's bullshit. Because I was completely healthy and extremely active into sports and riding bikes and rollerblading, and I did a lot. So that's where my trigger comes from. Anxiety attacks, or if I do a procedure that kind of reminds me of something in the past, I get that. So I appreciate everyone that's been in my journey. This shit is real. I'm hoping I slowly start coming down more and more. It's 2 o'clock. I have to call a friend. But I have to continue. So I appreciate everyone that's been in my journey. Like I said, this is my 411. This is me. This is Kay, keeping it real. If you have any similar stories, please write to me. You can stay anonymous. Oh, and any tips too. What do you do when you start getting like that? Or any funny story, because sometimes there's some funny ass stories that come out of a little anxiety, please share with me. You can stay anonymous. Hit subscribe. Let me know if there's any topics you want me to talk about. Because there's so much garbage on YouTube. Some of them are funny, talking about celebrities and talking about other stuff. But I wanted a channel where I could talk about what I'm passionate about, and even talk about things that I know people have gone through, and just keep it real. What's going on in the world, but with a sense of humor. Or what's going on in my life, but with a sense of humor. You gotta have a sense of humor. Sense of humor is what keeps me out of the orange jumpsuit and standing behind bars and shit in prison. That's what my sense of humor. Like Kevin Hart, laugh at my pain. That's what I do. I joke. Sometimes you gotta have a sense of humor, man. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing, and you must be on some street drugs or something. Because my highness comes from, besides the painkillers that I have to take, but is having a sense of humor and being able to laugh at yourself. Mature enough to laugh at yourself. So keep it real, be nice, and reach out to a friend. See how they're doing. Take care.